Today, Sphaerendiagnostik is in Bosnia, and we are glad to meet Sam Osmanagic. Fine that you have time for us for a short interview.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We have been there for 6 years, yes. The last time we met you was last year in May in Ljubljana, and there you told us a lot of news about the Ravne Park. And now we are back at Ravne again, and we are very interested in what happened regarding the Ravne tunnels from 2017 to now. Can you tell us a little?
Gladly. It's been 18 years since I started this project, from April of 2005. In the meantime, this has become the most active archaeological site in the world. Every year, hundreds of volunteers, our workers, and experts from different fields. Archaeologically speaking, we have proven that we have a complex of 6 pyramids, which we named the Bosnian Pyramids of the Sun, Moon, Dragon, Earth, Love, and the 6th pyramid. The Tumulus complex. Tumulus is a conical artificial hill in the village called Vratnica, and we discovered huge network of underground tunnels. So far we discovered 6 entrances at different spots in Visoko Valley, and we call those tunnels Ravne, Ravne 2, Ravne 3, Ravne 4, Ravne 5, and KTK tunnels. Ravne tunnels now is the open tunnel network of 2.7 kilometers. So every year we are adding 100 or 200 meters of newly excavating tunnels. These are existing prehistorical tunnels that have been filled with the filler material. So what we do, we remove the filler material manually with the wheelbarrows, and we put the wooden support for the safety reasons. So Ravne tunnels 2.7 kilometers, Ravne 2 tunnels 30 meters, Ravne 3 tunnels 150 meters, Ravne 4 65 meters, and Ravne 5 130 meters. So it's more than 3 kilometers of prehistorical tunnels. It's sensational. We discovered tunnels on 2 different levels, 476 meters above the sea level, and the other level is 5 meters lower, 471 meters. So the whole Visoko Valley was in those underground tunnels. We discovered stalactites and stalagmites. Stalagmites you can do dating. We've done radiocarbon dating, uranium-thorium dating, and the dates are usually between 20 and 27,000 years, radiocarbon date, but the real calendar age is about 30,000 years, which is exactly the same like the age of the pyramids. So, archaeologically speaking, huge discovery, biggest pyramid complex in the world, the best orientation to the north of the pyramid sites, the best quality concrete, the largest. We have applied the new technology called LIDAR or LIDAR technology, and we have exact height of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, 368 meters. So, archaeologically it's a huge, scientifically even more interesting, because we have proven that pyramids are energy amplifiers. They amplify existing natural energy sources. We have electromagnetism, we have electrical energy beam, we have ultrasound 28 kilohertz frequency, that's the levitation frequency. We have healing energies. So this is the most interesting archaeological project in the world.
Okay, can you explain a little about the meaning of the tunnels? Why past civilization built those tunnels? Yes. What's the reason?
Well, we have a huge complex of structures above the ground, pyramids, tumulus, and so on. But somebody built not few tunnels, 1, 2, 3 tunnels to connect those structures. Somebody built a labyrinth. Yes. Why would somebody build a labyrinth? For me, it seems that it is connected to the energy flows. In the tunnels, we measure electromagnetism, electrical field, ultrasound, orgone energy, and so on. And energies, when it is one straight tunnel, they don't flow, they don't move. But when you have a labyrinth, circles, energy flows, getting stronger. It is possible, and right now it is hypothesis, that this energy flows towards the pyramid, it feeds the pyramid, it becomes very strong energy machines. Now, we have noticed that more tunnels we clear, the concentration of negative ions is getting higher and higher. In the beginning, 5,000 negative ions per cubic centimeters, then 10,000, 20, 50, and now in the remote areas of the tunnels, 200,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter. To compare with other sites, Egyptian pyramids, 1,000, mountains, 1,000, 2,000, cities, 100 negative ions, our homes, 20 or 30, almost nothing. Why they are important? Because they have their healing powers. So we realize deeper we go, energies are getting stronger.
What for me is surprising, there are entrances to the tunnels, but no open to the surface. But it is a very fresh air.
Yes.
I go as much as possible, and the air is fresh. And I cannot understand how that works.
You see, there is only one entrance to the tunnel. For example, right now we are close to the entrance to Ravne Tunnels with a lot of tourists. Today, 1,000 people will get inside. One entrance, which is the exit at the same time. You would expect that oxygen level drops. It does not happen. Deeper you go, you breathe better and better.
Yes.
It's not logical.
No.
But nothing in Bosnia is logical. So, we can see that there is airflow in the tunnels. How? When the ancients built those tunnels, they did not build them with the same height of the ceiling, but they built them as the sinusoid. Some places, the tunnel ceiling is lower, 80 centimeters, 1 meter, 1 meter 50, some places 2 meters, 3 or even 4 meters. So when you have a sinusoid, on the lower places, there is a pressure that wants to push the air. On higher ceilings, the pressure is weaker, stronger, weaker, stronger. Different air pressure makes the air move, makes the air flow. That's why it's always fresh air.
In the tunnels, I saw pictures of that, and I saw them for myself. They are big ceramic structures. When I walk through the tunnels the last days, sometimes I look at the ground, and I suppose there are ceramic structures on this house where I walked through. Is it correct? Have I seen the right?
Well, you are right. In the tunnels, we have several strategically laid out blocks. We have analyzed them, and they are artificially made ceramic blocks. So somebody was able to make those blocks in a distant past, 30,000 years ago. Making blocks of 2 tons, 4 tons, 8 tons ceramic block. That's high technology. Interestingly enough, they always place those blocks above underground water flows. When you have underground water, we know that today, they generate negative energy for humans. So if you have your bedroom, your bed, above underground water flow, people get sick after a year, 3 years, 5 years. But those ceramic blocks, they neutralize negative, transforming to positive energy. So the ancients knew those energy sources and power of our mother planet better than we do.
We lost all that information.
Correct.
Did you find new artifacts when digging? What artifacts do you find?
Interestingly enough, in the Ravne tunnels, which was completely filled with material. When we remove the material, we don't find the artifacts. But in Ravne, 3 tunnels, that's across the valley, there is a hill which we purchased. We discovered a section of 65 meters which was open. It was not filled with the material. In this section, people were getting inside in the previous times. We found 3,300 pieces of artifacts, mostly ceramic or some metal pieces. And they belong to different time periods. Late Middle Age, early Middle Age, 10th century, Byzantine times, 7th century, ancient Roman times, 1st century, Neolithic times, 5,000 years ago. So it seems that people were getting inside the existing tunnels for thousands of years. When those tunnels were made, we found stalagmites on the floor. Stalactites, water dropping, forming stalagmites. You can do uranium-thorium analysis and get the age of stalagmites. And the age is between 20 and 27,000 years, meaning cavity, the tunnels, existed back then. And it was made and used much before that.
And then, after thousands of years, another generation of people comes and fill oil. Why? Have you an idea why another generation destroyed the tunnels?
In the beginning, when we discovered that all the tunnels are filled with the materials, we were thinking there was somebody in the past who wanted to hide something. Maybe some treasure or sarcophagus or gold. You know how people in the 21st century think about treasure, oh, it has to be gold. But it seems to me that there is something even more important, and that is technology. If you own the technology, then you can rule the world. And by filling the tunnels, the energy flow stopped. The pyramid stopped working, and the strong energy machine was quiet. Today we can measure some energy phenomena, but they are very weak. And imagine that you have laser. When you have laser, you can use it in medicine for good purposes, but you can make laser guns and you can kill the enemy. So for bad purposes. Is it possible that in a distant past somebody was abusing the energy of the pyramid, using it for bad purposes, and somebody decided to stop this machine? It is possible.
Yes. I think it's the same as in Germany, in Bavaria or Austria. There are tunnels too, and they are all filled.
Yes.
Because there was another energy, I think they told about teleportation, and it was filled by church. They don't want that those tunnels exist.
I have visited some of them with Professor Dr. Heinrich Kusch, and he has shown me some of the tunnels. I have it in one of my books. In some places the tunnels are on several levels. In some places the tunnels are built in a very strong material, type of the granite. For granite you need very advanced diamond tools today. And some of the tunnels, Professor Heinrich Kusch, date to 24,000 years. So obviously there are many events in our distant past where more advanced civilizations existed, and somebody was using, somebody was abusing those sites for different purposes.
Yes. Sam, I have a question. Have you a further vision of Ravne, of discovering new things?
What we discovered in the heart of Bosnia, near the town of Visoko, is probably the greatest archaeological discovery of all times. The biggest and the oldest pyramids. Pyramids are not tombs, but energy machines. Energy can be used for the communication, health protection, water improvement, food improvement, our auric field improvement, our chakras improvement and balancing, our immunity improvement, and so on. So these are our discoveries. And we have made this information known to the whole world. But then with this beautiful park, you know, in 2015 it was just a muddy land, swamp, with a lot of trash. We have purchased 100,000 square meters of land, transforming them into the beautiful park, maybe the most beautiful park in Southern Europe, which is open to everyone. We don't charge entrance fee. We don't charge the parking that we built. We don't charge installations. We just had the Summer Solstice Festival. We don't charge the tickets, even though we have to pay everything. The maintenance, the artists, the musicians, to build the parking, to build the roads. But we show that we have good intentions for the people. We are here to give. We are here to share. In Western civilization, it has been forgotten. Western civilization, Western Europe, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, it's all about the money. It's all about the, you know, capitalist mentality. But our life is not about the money. Our life is the balance between physical and spiritual. Our life is to feel fulfilled. Our life is about sharing with the others. Our life is about being happy. Once we reach the stage of happiness, then we are close to the high stage that one person can have. That's the stage of love. When you have love and share love and there is unconditional respect with every living being. So we are building a place which is spiritual retreat, place of spiritual peace, place which is cultural and sport oasis, place where we live in harmony with the nature and harmony among ourselves. Because the new Western values of transhumanism will erase our human nature. We will become extension of technology, and they want to fully manipulate and control us. We don't want that. We offer different concept of future. So this is my vision. It's much more than archaeology, much more than science, much more than energy and healing and spirituality and culture and sport, and at the same time all of it together.
But your vision doesn't fit to the normal idea of all governments. Have you problems with your vision?
Well, we are normal here. What the governments want, these are their desires. But we have to know that our destiny is in our hands. Hands of the people, hands of every one of us. They cannot conquer our mind as a part of our physical body. And especially they cannot rule and conquer and control our soul, which is forever. So once we realize that, then we live different life.
Okay. I have another question. Tomorrow we want to leave Bosnia, direction to Mostar, and I saw that there in the near is a big megalithic structure with a name da Orson. I think you know it, and if it's possible to tell us something about that megalithic structure?
The last window when megalithic cultures thrived around the world was between 5,000 and 8,000 years. In this period, along the Adriatic coast, many megalithic structures on the Adriatic, today Croatian islands, then inland, like in Croatia, Aseria, Varvaria, in Bosnia-Herzegovina, Daorson, south from Mostar, near the town of Stolac, in today's Montenegro, Meteon, in today's Macedonia, we have astronomical observatories called Kokino, Tsotsev Kamen. So they're all older than 5,000 years. One can ask the question, how is it possible that in Neolithic times we have huge megalithic structures? Well, it is possible, and they are there. The same thing goes for Egypt, Mexico, Peru. But before this window, 5 to 8,000 years, there was another one, more than 12,000 years, 55,000 years, and so on. Dawson is the case where there are few megalithic walls remaining with the blocks of 3, 5, 8, 9 tons. Some of the blocks are rectangular. Some of the blocks are polygonal, more than 4 sides, 4 corners, 5, 6 corners. There are no 2 blocks the same size. And this is the feature of those megalithic cultures. They were always making different size blocks. The reason they were doing that was, in the case of the earthquake, the structure would not collapse. What we do today, in 21st century, we built a factory that make blocks for the construction industry. They are all the same size. We buy, 3 cubic meters or 5 tons of blocks and we build a house. But the earthquake comes, it destroys the house. But when you have different sizes, in a case of earthquake, the structure locked. It's locking itself. So this is the knowledge from the ancient people. How did they design, shape, transport, and build so perfectly? These are questions that has to be answered.
Nobody knows it exactly. Yes, fine. Thank you.